The law offices of Ron Scholes presents Miller on Sports, the only sports show that keeps you glued to your seat. Everything else is just talk. Now, here's your host, Richard Miller.
It's hour number 2 for Miller on Sports. Right here it is 1600 The Beach. You can listen online. The website is 1600thebeach.com. You can find me right now. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Well, not right now on YouTube, but you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. It is Miller on Sports, always brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes. Let's continue the fun on this Thursday afternoon, shall we? My favorite day of the week. Let's bring in head coach of the UNF men's golf team. He is Scott Schroeder, joining us on Miller on Sports. The Ospreys making their third appearance in the Division I NCAA Championship. They've done it before in 2000 and 2010. How you doing, Scott?
Good, Richard. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks for taking some time out. I know you're out at the stadium course. How's practice going?
Everything's going well. We just getting a couple last-minute holes in before we hit on the road tomorrow.
Now, how hot is it, Scott?
It's not that bad out there. It's a little bit breezy out here, so it makes it a lot more tolerable.
It's not that bad. Oh, Scott, I love you. Thanks for coming on today. I really appreciate it. Of course, the UNF Ospreys, for those that don't know, qualified for the NCAA Championship on Saturday. They qualified up at the Athens Regional. Along with UNF, it was Alabama, East Carolina, Georgia, and Iowa advancing out of that regional. The Crimson Tide placed first, swept the top 3 spots in the individual medalist competition. Scott, was Alabama just on fire over the weekend?
Yeah, they have 3 players that it wouldn't be very surprising to see them on TV in a couple years. So, and all 3 of them were clicking on all cylinders. So, we played good the first round. We're only 2 shots behind them after the first round, but they continued to play well, and we struggled a little bit. So, but they're a team that when they play like that, I'm not sure if there's another team in the country that can beat them.
The Ospreys came in third. Y'all play Sean Dale and Kevin Allen both in the top 10. Sean firing that final day round of 1 under 70. Were you pleased with your team's overall performance?
Yeah, pleased would probably be the best way to put it because, obviously when you go to regionals, it doesn't really matter what place you finish, whether it's first or it's fifth. You're just trying to move on. We got off to a good start. We didn't play our best the second and third round, but the amount of pressure and the different kind of pressure of regionals is just different because the goal is, like I said, just to move on. And the guys, you're not trying to play too aggressive, but you're not trying to play too tentative. So it's we've got a couple freshmen in the lineup, so it was a different experience, and we advanced, and that's all that really matters.
That's a good point. You have to place in the top 5 to advance from the regional. He is Scott Schroeder joining us on this Thursday afternoon, head coach of the UNF men's golf team. From May 29th through June 3rd, they will be out in California, Pacific Palisades, playing for the NCAA Championship. And Scott, that's the thing. I'm looking at this course. It's a historic Riviera Country Club. It's legendary. It's hosted 3 major championships. Do you have to tell your guys, hey, let's be calm, it is Riviera, but let's just play our game?
Yeah, no question. And from what I've talking to a few people, it's a golf course that you need to have a game plan and you got to stick to it. The greens should be firm, they should be fast, and if you miss the ball in the wrong spots, it can get away from you pretty quickly. So, the neat thing is that you don't have to finish first in the stroke play portion to still have a chance to win. You can, here we're going, and top 8 get to move into match play. So you can just focus on yourself, and maybe that last 9 holes, if you're on the outside looking in, you get a little bit more aggressive. But until you get to that point, you really can't get ahead of yourself.
And Scott, like you said, the championship round, it will feature that 54-hole stroke play competition, followed by the match play of the top 8 squads. Is that a format that is liked by most?
I think I think it's liked by the people that want it to be exciting, for sure. You're probably not going to identify the very, very best team that week. You're probably going to identify the team that just gets through. It's almost like the best NCAA basketball tournament. Rarely do we see, obviously this year we saw Kentucky win it all. They're the best team in the country. But a lot of times a team gets hot over the stretch of a couple games, and, a couple good teams get upset. And that's what the match play produces a little bit. You're going to get the 8 best teams that week getting into the match play, but not yet. I don't believe it has the 1 seed going into the match play 1. So It's way more of who gets hot, and it's just hard to win 3 straight matches. So it makes it a little bit of a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like UConn back in 2011 and winning that title. We're talking with Scott Schroeder joining us on this Thursday afternoon, head coach of the UNF men's golf team. They've qualified for the NCAA championship beginning on May 29th. Of course, we wish them best of luck as always. So, Scott, what is the plan going forward? And with California, what are you guys doing?
We're trying to get out there as early as we can. The grass is a totally different type of grass. Obviously, anybody that's played golf here in Jacksonville, we're playing on Bermuda, and we're heading out there. And probably the best way I can describe it to your listeners is it's Kikuyu grass, which is a lot more like St. Augustine grass.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hitting the ball in the rough and you're chipping, it's way different chipping out of St. Augustine grass than it is out of Bermuda grass. So we'll have the opportunity to play some Saturday and Sunday, and then our official practice round is on Monday.
Okay.
So we're hoping that the little bit of extra practice will have us a little bit better prepared by the time we tee off and start on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of impressive, too, because UNF is joined by other Florida schools, UCF, Florida State, and also Florida. Scott, I know you know golf better than I do. That's for one thing. That's for certain. But which, say, 2 or 3 teams do you feel like have the best shot at winning a national championship? And no, you can't say the Ospreys.
I got you. I mean, you obviously, I think 2 of the first schools you got to look at would be USC and UCLA. They're both ranked in the top 8 in the country, and they both play at Riviera multiple times throughout the year. So they both have a little bit of a home course advantage. And then, after that, I think you then need to look up at a school like California, who's won 6 times this year. And you also have, Texas has been number 1 in the country all year long. But that's, like I said, the favorite hasn't won this. Since we've switched to this format in college golf.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe they become a little bit more of an underdog just because the favorite doesn't typically win. But I think those 3 or 4 schools would be the schools that you start with. And then obviously, if a school like Alabama gets hot, they're going to be really hard to beat.
Mm-hmm. Now, Scott, what about for you? Because Riviera is such a legendary course. Like I said earlier, 3 major championships hosted there. It's known by, I'd say, every single golfer on the planet. Are you a little nervous or maybe excited about going out there?
I think we're probably more excited to go see what it's all about. This is the pressure. To me, the pressure is a lot more on at regionals than it is at finals. This is more of it's going to be a great experience for the kids. They get to go play at a golf course that the tour's on, and like you said, to some majors. They're just going to get relaxed and go play and just see where the cookie crumbles and where we stack up. I mean, 2 years ago we finished 14th and we missed match play. I believe by it was either 4 or 5 shots.
Mm-hmm.
So, I figure I've told them I think we're going to be close. It's just a matter of are we going to be 4, 5, 6 shots inside the cut line or 4, 5, 6 shots just outside the cut line. And the little things are what's going to determine that.
It's always a lot of fun talking some UNF Ospreys men's golf. He's their head coach, Scott Schroeder, joining us from Miller on Sports. It is 1600 The Beach. All that fun stuff. NCAA Championship begins May 29th through June 3rd out in California. He is Scott Schroeder. Scott, it's always a lot of fun. Best of luck. And come on back when you bring that championship home, okay?
We'll bring the trophy into your studio. How's that?
I like it. That's perfect. Scott, take care, and good talking to you as always.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
All right, there he goes. Scott Schroeder joining Miller on Sports. Oh, wow.